Hello, I'm TheNerdySteve, and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be reviewing Megalopolis in one take. So, let's go. The basic story of Megalopolis is our protagonist, Caesar, played by Adam Driver, wants to build a brighter and bigger future for the city, while the antagonist, Franklin, played by Giancarlo Esposito, wants to keep things as they are. This conflict is further complicated because Franklin's daughter, Julia, played by Nathalie Emmanuel, is in love with Caesar. I don't think the movie's plot was attempting to be esoteric, but for some reason, I just couldn't keep track of what the characters wanted or what was going on besides some broad strokes. For example, we have Aubrey Plaza, who plays a reporter, and I'm not entirely sure of her role in the grand scheme of things, other than some sex scenes which may or may not involve cunnilingus. Basically, it's a bunch of people vying for power, but the movie seems to be told in this vague puzzle that I didn't want to be deciphering. Caesar can stop time, and I feel like that was never really truly explained, or maybe I just missed an important line of exposition or two. There were too many questions on my end that ended up not being answered, and this disconnect between me and the film, which grew larger and larger as time went on, made it so that I was eventually unmoved by the events taking place before me. What added to this disconnect were these weird special effects. I'm not talking about the statues moving. Those were cool. I didn't get why they were like that, but it was cool. I'm talking about these weird distortions of visuals that might get you a C+ on a high school video editing project. It was a stylistic choice that really did not work for me. 2005's Sin City is a visually distinct film with a sprawling and convoluted story that was more cohesive than this film. I use this comparison because I think one of the main draws of Megalopolis was its style, and I felt that it lacked a truly coherent or unique one. The backgrounds felt muddied and dull. The costumes weren't extravagant or had personality. The compositions were very basic. It was a combination of choices that just didn't work. I felt like it was trying to be a noir film, a mob film, and a romance film all in one, and I think it tripped over itself trying to do it all, where Sin City succeeded in this regard. About halfway through Megalopolis, there is a dance performance, and it reminded me of the opera scene from The Fifth Element. Quick aside, the last time I saw The Fifth Element, it was with several other people who loved it in someone's first time. Right before we got to the opera scene, she sighed and went, "This is the worst movie ever. Can we do something else?" Anyway, I disagree with that assessment, but The Fifth Element does have action before this moment. There are tension and an escalation of stakes. There are interesting and engaging scenes and characters and story arcs, and it paints a wonderfully vibrant world that Megalopolis doesn't come close to doing. The first 10 minutes of The Fifth Element depicts a much more imaginative landscape than Megalopolis does throughout its entire movie. Now, this might seem like a counterintuitive criticism because of what I've discussed so far, but I think if the movie was weirder, I would have enjoyed it more. There are title cards that seem to happen at random, narration that doesn't do anything, and an entire Hamlet monologue. I don't think any of those helped serve a purpose, but it felt unique to this movie. And if there were more bizarre scenes or quirks, the movie would have felt more alive, but it wasn't weird enough, so these aspects just are more jarring. Ultimately, Caesar wasn't a fully fleshed out character. He seemed to speak in riddles that I didn't care to answer. I know he wanted to build something great for the city, but why? I know something happened with his previous wife, but why? And he could stop time. How? I'm fully well aware I may have missed a couple lines of dialogue, but even if I did, I don't think I should be this lost. Early this year, I saw Killers of the Flower Moon, and that is over 3 hours long, and it felt so short. Megalopolis, a much shorter movie, moved so slowly by comparison. Killers was very purposeful in its scenes and writing. We're given context and nuance and insights. I knew exactly what was going on and when. I understood how the characters were related to each other and what they wanted. There are moments in Killers where nothing is being said, but there is so much tension as you wait to see what is going to happen. That isn't achieved here in Megalopolis because the objectives of characters are not defined, or if they are, there's no substance to ground them in. Megalopolis takes its time and wanders around and vaguely touches on this interfamily and political drama, but never fully engages with it. Killers of the Flower Moon is a wonderfully beautiful telling of a horrific time in American history. And I think it's more of a fable and indictment of America and our current cultural climate than what Megalopolis ever could hope to achieve. I'm the Nerdy Steve, and thank you so much for watching. And as always, like and subscribe and comment below to tell me how right or wrong you think I am. Have a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. Bye.